Hey everybody, Jim Chester here once again. I have Tabor Smith. He was one of our presenters today here at ChiroFest. Before we jump into this interview, I just want to say thank you to Paul Reed and his team for putting on such a dynamic event out here in Vancouver, Washington. But Tabor, let's just jump right into this one, man. I know you gave a talk this morning, so talk to us a little bit about the impetus of what you were discussing with the crowd today.
Really basic is we need to build awareness that if you don't take care of a spine and nervous system, it will decay. It's kind of like your teeth. We use that analogy a lot. There wasn't always that awareness. In fact, there was a lot of times if you fast or rewind 100 years ago where tooth decay was really prevalent because people just didn't understand. They didn't know they were supposed to take care of it. And so as chiropractors, it's our job to build that awareness. And we could grow, yes, chiropractic, we can grow our profession, but it's really something that's necessary for society. It's a value that we can give, and we're one of the only ones that can give that.
So let's talk about the spinal hygiene game and where it started and where you are now with it.
Well, watch this. So and we've never seen more sickness and disease as we are seeing right now in our society. We have 70% of adults have a chronic disease right now. Childhood diseases, we've never seen that more than before. People are in pain. The number one reason people even step foot in the healthcare system is because of pain. It's the number one cause of disability. 130 people die a day taking an opioid to cover up a pain, right? And if you ask yourself, what do all those people have in common? The answer is not a bad lifestyle. The answer is damage to the spine and nervous system. In fact, when we look at the numbers, 96% of Americans have severe spinal degeneration by the age of 80. So spinal decay is the real epidemic. It's the problem. And we know as chiropractors, if you irritate the nervous system, if you interfere with the nervous system, you interfere with the function of the body. It cannot heal. And that's where sickness and disease starts to step in. Sharing some other numbers, we can go all the way down. Spinal decay is happening at younger and younger ages. Now 40% of 20-year-olds have spinal decay. And it's all because we haven't, and I'll put it back on us, we haven't done our job in sharing this message and building this awareness that you've got to take care of your spinal nervous system. And if you do, you can have benefits that other people don't have when it comes to your health.
And I follow a guy named Grant Cardone, and he says it's your duty, it's your obligation, your responsibility to do the best that you can do.
That's right.
And that's what I've always seen you do. Like since day one, Tabor Smith has always stepped forward and leaned in, and he's like, I have a message, I have the ability, I have the resources, I have the tech, I have the team.
Right.
So what I've seen you do has been pretty impressive, brother.
You know, as I said from the stage, it's like there are great chiropractors, great researchers out there finding out great things, doing amazing research. But if chiropractors like me and you, most of the people watching, if we don't share that, then what good is all the great research that they're doing? So it's up to us to create this awareness, and that's what creating awareness is sharing it from the mountaintops.
And I know you're doing something really amazing, and we both walked this road together. So when we were just talking off camera, we're like, dude, we're more alike than we are different. Thank Ed Osborne for giving me that analogy. But we are more alike than we are different, and we support each other. Yeah. And it's a large chiropractic family, but it's a larger message of chiropractic. And I know that you're working on developing a documentary that's going to go mainstream. Yep. Let's talk a little bit about that and all of the courage it takes to do that.
Yeah, well, thanks for bringing that up. And people can actually see the trailer if they go to abetterwayfilm.com. It's something we've been putting a lot of blood, sweat, and tears in over the last 13 months. You know how hard it is. We filmed it in Netflix minimal quality standards, so if it makes it, it can be accepted by Netflix. But it's all about sharing that there already exists. Me or you know this, chiropractors know this, and the population of people who experience chiropractic know this, that there's a group of people who have found a better way. And that's the name of the movie, A Better Way. And it's that they stopped depending on a pill, on something from the outside that they could put on the inside, and they realized instead that it's more about taking care of the body, that we're designed to be healthy. We're designed for health. And most of the time, it's not about putting something from the outside in to get the body to function better. It's about finding the interference that's not allowing it to function the way it was designed to and removing that. And that's really the philosophy that chiropractic's founded on. So I hope that this movie does a good job of expressing that, sharing that, and growing that population of people that have already found that better way, because more people need to know about it.
And that's absolutely spot on. So many people don't know about the chiropractic lifestyle, and that's why early in this interview, you're talking to me about spinal decay at all generations.
Yeah.
So it's not just like an old dog that comes in that's like, hey man, I got this like pain in my back, and I don't know how long it's been going on, but can you shoot an X-ray on me?
Right.
No, it's these early developing like generations that are dealing with this stuff.
There's a study that's published in the back letter. A group of researchers took 154 10-year-olds, put them through an MRI. Now, these were asymptomatic 10-year-olds, meaning they didn't have any symptoms. But of the 154, 9% of the 10-year-olds have the beginning stages of spinal decay already. And these weren't chiropractors. These were medical researchers and medical doctors, and they themselves attributed that spinal degeneration to sedentary lifestyles, video games, technology. We're in front of screens more than ever before. We're more sedentary than ever before. So this environment we're growing up in is it's a perfect storm, I guess, if you will. I know Epic uses that term quite a bit, but it is. It's the storm that's creating the decay of the spine, and unfortunately, that spinal degeneration is going undetected, and that's why we call it a silent epidemic. And so it's going to take people like you to share the message, to get it out there, just to make people aware of it, that it's really a problem.
So I know one of the questions I love asking you all the time, if people want more information on your spinal hygiene program, where can they go for that?
So actually, something we're doing this weekend, if they want all the patient education material, they can get it all for free at spinalhygiene.world. And all they have to do is put an email in there, and they get access to all of our exercise sheets, our videos, everything that we have.
Well, if you guys are finding value in the interview I'm doing here at Dr. Tabor Smith, hit that love button and share this message, because more people need to know about what Tabor's doing. This guy is in the front lines, as you will in the chiropractic profession. We say in the trenches. So he runs a full-time practice. He's producing documentaries. He's creating an educational resource that people can learn from, become certified in, and then go out there and change their communities as well. Let's talk about that certification. I almost forgot to ask you about that.
Yeah. So we teamed up with Life University to create the first ever certified spinal hygienist program that will train doctors in understanding not only in-office chiropractic, care for spinal degeneration, but at-home care. So the way that the dentist will teach you how to brush, how to floss, what to use, and so we're educating our doctors about that as well. And one of the reasons we did that, we did a big poll, a big survey to all the chiropractors. We sent out 10,000 surveys, and we got back probably about 1,000. But of those, I asked the question, do you practice spinal hygiene? So we're asking chiropractors, do you practice spinal hygiene? 40% said no, either no or they don't know what I mean by spinal hygiene, right? 40%. Now, of the 60% that said yes, they practice spinal hygiene, they were then asked a second question, what do you do for your spinal hygiene regimen? And of those people, we had answers all over the board. I stretch, I go to the gym, I exercise, I do some spinal hygiene, I do some chiropractic stuff, right, or I get adjusted. And all those things are great, but watch this. If I would have polled 10,000 dentists, do you practice dental hygiene? How many of them do you think would have said yes?
100%.
And then of those 100%, if I asked them, what do you do on a daily basis for your dental hygiene regimen, do you think their answers would have been pretty similar?
Absolutely.
So we've got to unify as chiropractors and be able to really share this message. And even if we don't give the exact same exercises, we need to own the term spinal hygiene, and we need to own the home care that we are able to show patients what to do, and they need to be general exercises so that everybody can do them.
Well, just like my good friend Roberto Monaco always says, if you don't tell your story, somebody else will make up one about you. So we need to keep telling our story and having ownership of our vernacular, of our wording, of our structure, of our ability to share the big idea to people. And you're doing a phenomenal job. I love what you're doing. He's in the trenches, as the chiropractors always say. I don't want to look at his shoes because they're probably battle worn. But love and appreciate you, brother.
Well, thanks for letting me be on here. For sharing the message. We always appreciate you doing this.
And I want to thank Local Gold also for sponsoring us coming out here and co-sponsoring, co-branding Chiro Fest 2019. If you guys need any digital resources with your marketing, please reach out to Natalie at Local Gold. She's an invaluable resource for clinic growth and building prominence in your message for your chiropractic practice. So with that being said, I'm going to close out, okay?
That's awesome, yeah.
You guys are just one story away. Keep hustling. I'll see you on the next video. Love and appreciate you guys.